All right, here we go. All right, we're here. Everybody good? Look at this. Look at this crowd we got tonight. We got some dudes on here. Look at that. Matt Charette, Hastings Bloomer. You guys know Steve Owens out there? Because he's the Bassmaster guy.
And I can see that behind his head. That's the first time we've had a Bassmaster logo on this podcast.
I feel like we're like big time now.
I literally just figured out how to do that. So yeah.
and then not only that, Keith, Steve, I think you work at Dugout, right?
I do. I work remote for Dugout Bait and Tackle.
Yeah, Dugout.
He runs the team there. He runs the team there, and they're the battle sponsor, and he runs the Dugout's team.
Yeah, we got D Hooker, Yak Attack, Bixby, and Vibe this week as well. And guess what? We have the Vibe guys on here.
Two of them.
One, I know one designs them. Hastings, you're the marketing guy, right?
I work very closely with Matt on design development.
So you guys are both engineers?
We make up the product development department.
Okay. All right.
Hastings is my boss.
Okay.
Hastings is the guy who always pretends he's coming on a fishing trip, but then backs out.
No. One time.
I've actually never been fishing with him. We've been working together for some time.
Well, just so you know, Hastings, most of these trips that Keith puts on, you're in areas where you could be eaten by a lot of things.
Hey, I'm down for a challenge. I like the sport of that. Kill or be killed.
You gotta
wait till next year when we go to Churchill, Manitoba with polar bears and stuff.
You got to have your head on a swivel with these trips. I'll tell you that right now. So anyway, we got Vibe and we've got Steve on tonight. And Steve, have you followed this at all, this YakOff thing?
I have. I voted every week but one, I think. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I have a great freaking time just scrolling through the page, just reading up on what it is more than, you think, hey, I'm just voting off of what I see, but then you start reading a little bit about the people and then all the people that are supporting them and then that product, that they're using, which is really good because now you don't waste a bunch of money. You can see somebody's rig and be like, hey, I like how he's got that set up or she, and you can just get that product instead of cycling through a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and you can pick what you like from everyone's rig and apply it to your own, right? And Dugout Bait and Tackle sells all that stuff.
Yeah, we do, but I like it because we've gotten away from a lot of the DIY stuff we used to do, but I feel like this is kind of like window shopping DIY, so to speak. So I really like it. You guys are doing a great thing with this. I think it's really good.
Yeah, it's gone really well, and there's been a big following for it. And wherever you go, they talk about like who did what. Like today, I had a conversation with somebody in town here about Chad's kayak and the what do you call them? False walls? I don't know what in his Yak Attack box.
Where he put the extra panel to cover his cables and stuff. Yeah.
And I did ask that question last night at Yak Attack about will they be coming out with those kinds of parts that you could put in there because that is super clean, Yeah. And then of course our last week's winner, Keith. Who do we got?
He actually just responded to me, and I just walked in the door.
Yeah.
It was Corey Miller who won the $250 gift card from Kayak Fishing Supplies out of San Diego, so he gets to order anything he wants off their website.
Cool. Corey Miller, congrats! I saw his picture out there. They had a picture of him in his kayak. It was pretty neat for the win.
Yeah.
Now, who won our matchup?
Last week?
Yeah.
Chad Gearlick,
hookup baits.
Took over Chuck Earls.
Yeah. So this is bracket number 8 tonight, and you Vibe guys, guess who we got on?
Oh, I think we have the big guy on, right?
Yeah. He was wearing his belt in the video even.
I made him do that.
That's pretty cool though. That was, and then he's already got the build and the muscles, and then he puts that belt on. You don't want to mess with him.
So that's why I was like, when we got a wrestling belt instead of a trophy, it was like people thought we set it up just because we had a wrestler pretty much win. But no, he won it fair and square, and it worked out that he looked like a wrestler and got it at ICAST, and he's worn it a lot. That's for sure.
Well, he's like the Hulk Hogan of our YakOffs. He is.
Sure.
But, and
he told me he would rather be called Macho Man Randy Savage. But.
And we got Luis Delgado, and Luis has quite a following on social media as well. So we'll see. This can be a good one. This can be a good one. But Hastings and Matt, what do you guys got going on at Vibe?
Take it away, Hastings.
Well, Matt's been working hard on a couple new things that'll be coming to market in 2026. I don't want to steal your thunder, Matt.
Come on, Matt. What do we got? Surprise!
So we showed off a motor pod at ICAST, so that's getting closer to coming out. So our Shearwater and Makana boats, all of our pedal drive hard-sided kayaks are going to have a motorized option moving forward.
Nice.
So that's something that we're kind of looking forward to.
So
and then we're working on a new boat, but I can't say too much about it quite yet.
So the motor pod that we played with at ICAST has made some improvements, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, it's getting real close to ready for market, and it should be early this year.
That's super exciting. That thing was awesome.
It's a really clean system.
Just
plug and play.
What's cool is what I've heard guys say is that they would use the motor pod to get where they're going, and then take it out and use the pedals when they're there.
Sure. Yeah, you could do that, or you could use the motor pod to get where you're going, then just let a spot lock take over if you're like Jake. You've got a sweet setup.
I didn't know it had spot lock.
No, our motor pod doesn't have a spot lock, but if you're wanting to run two motors like a lot of these guys out here.
Okay, cool.
Right.
And then also anybody watching, if you got questions, feel free to ask, and we'll try to fill those out or answer them. Steve, what's going on with Bassmaster? We got to hear it. Come on.
Just got the last contract signed today.
Yeah.
For the 2026 schedule. We have the championship location nailed down. We're working on a venue contract before we release that. As you know, the Classic's going to be in Knoxville, Tennessee again next year. So we're working on fishing Lakes Chickamauga and Nickajack for the anglers, give them some options. And then, as we've all discussed, we're moving away from the Bassmaster Classic just due to coverage. And an opportunity for us to be covered, in our entirety for that championship week. We're going to move our championship to October, which means we're going to have another championship in 2026. And so working on that right now. I've got 2 lakes in mind. But when we do that, we should be able to bring the elite stage, the trailer, the media truck, be able to stream online, hopefully. That way we're a standalone championship like all the other series. It's hard to get any traction in the Classic because it's a Classic. That's what it's supposed to be for those elite anglers. And then it's forward thinking. Don't know how quick it can become a reality, but now since we're
like forward facing sonar.
Yeah. My buddy in Maine calls it forward looking sonar. Sonar. But shout out to Rod Merritt, but my goal is so now if you've got a standalone championship, then now you can ask for sponsorship of that championship. Where right now, if let's just say Vibe Kayaks is sponsoring the Bassmaster Classic, how could they pay more money to sponsor the championship for the kayaks that are the exact same time frame as that? So it'll help us market a little better. It does kind of stink not being around the Classic because we all show up for it. But it now gives you a chance if you're an angler, if you can't make ICAST or whatever, the Classic, in my opinion, is a huge draw if you want to make those personal connections. I mean, it's that's where they're all at. Nobody's skipping the Classic.
Right.
And so, Steve, is that you that's like personally going to pick those new lakes, or is there a committee, or how does that work?
Yeah, I do. I pretty much pick them all myself. I talk to countless anglers. Marty will tell you that's how I do everything I do. I talk to the anglers and write it all down and put it in a bowl and then pick out whatever we can. And then after that, it's how I build things is look at the quality of the lake first, try to match it with the time of the year. Then I go after a sponsor host. So I don't, and typically the sponsor host is sadly what dictates a lot anymore, because it's getting harder and harder to get those dollars from chambers and stuff, with budgets getting cut. But we've been blessed so far. We've been pretty lucky the last 3 or 4 years. We hadn't got a lot of no's, so yeah.
That's cool. It's great. And then I want to give a shout out to the Eco Fishing Shop and their Big Bass 250. Oh my gosh, that's an incredible event, guys. Gave away 40,000 in prizes, kayaks, motors, batteries, you name it. We had 182, a new record there on Lake of the Ozarks. It wasn't great weather, but man, a lot of us in the Midwest, we love those cloudy, cool days in October, because there was a great topwater bite during that
Yeah,
time.
I hate I missed that one. I made it last year for my first one, and then Lambert and I had the truck fiasco, and then my truck got totaled coming back from Toledo Bend, so that took me out. So
Right.
You hit a deer, right?
the deer hit me.
Oh, right.
I was told to make certain you phrase it that way, but it's for all state insurance. Thank you, but I plan on trying to make it next year. It'll be right after our championship, unless Jonathan moves it a little. But I plan on it for sure.
And we will have a podcast conversation with Kayak Jack tomorrow night, same channel here, with the top 3 guys and Travis Randall, the brains behind that event. And then I also have Trey Dawson. I mean, we got to have spice, so we're bringing Trey on.
Yeah.
So anyway, so these guys are waiting in the wings. We got to get them on. Lewis and Hulk here. We'll get them on here. So let's see if I can find them. I'll see if I can find them. Are they there?
Yeah, we got them.
All right. There they are.
We got sound effects again.
There we go. That was the crowd. That was the crowd.
Oh, yeah, right.
Well, welcome, guys.
What's up, Marty?
I think you got to shrink Jake down a little bit, because he's already bigger than Louis there, and his square's a bit larger.
There.
Oh, not that small. There you go. Yes, there you go.
Anyway, well, glad to have you guys on here. You are the final battle of the first round of YakOffs 2, and it's going to be a dandy. I think the voting has already started.
Yep.
And you both have your videos and pictures, and people have been looking at them, and we'll see how it goes this week. So, Lewis, tell us about what you got going on.
For everybody listening, I'm a little sick tonight, so I apologize for that. Just wanted to make sure I get out here with you guys. But right now, just focusing on building building my brand, and currently doing content over on YouTube, Instagram, and now hosting the Kayak Fishing Weekly podcast. So that's pretty much other than that, just life and family. But that's pretty much been it lately.
Yeah, you bet.
How's the new studio going that you've been building? Everything's done?
We're almost done. Yeah. Missing a couple of things, but overall it's been going pretty well. Yeah.
Nice.
What do you like to fish for, Lewis?
Man, everything.
All right.
Everything. Yeah. I mean, we just got done doing a series on YouTube, with some partners, and we chased striper, muskie, smallmouth, spotted bass, largemouth, rock bass, you name it. We went after it in these rivers down here in the Southeast. So yeah.
That's got to be fun. That's got to be fun when you have an option for whatever you're going to get down there. That's pretty cool, because some lakes here we only have 2 species or one species or whatever. But I do like it. Steve will probably go along with this. Is like you're out fishing in a tournament or whatever, and you come along a guy and, hey, how's it going? And they're in a boat and they're fishing, and like, what are you trying to get? And they go, anything that bites. And I go, then I think, okay, I'm good. We're gonna get along, because they say, I'm going for bass, and I'm like, oh man, But when they're multi-species, I do like multi-species too. I don't care. I just love the bite, the tug. The drug is in the tug. So anyway, Jake, what's going on with you?
Not much, man. Just getting busy with work at this time of year. Our basketball team starts traveling, so we're going out to California for a week next week.
Wow.
So then we're actually heading out to Nebraska towards the end of the month. So,
Oh, what you playing Nebraska at Lincoln?
yeah.
Okay, please message me the date and I'll try to make it up there.
Look at Marty's so excited. He's like, I
I
live in
was
Nebraska.
gonna
I
bring
live
that
in
up, too.
Nebraska.
I'm gonna say I know that guy. I know that guy.
I'll get you tickets for the game.
Thank you. That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can sit up high for $5, but if you get me tickets, that'd be better.
You'll be right behind the bench.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm ready.
Our bench. You're gonna have to cheer for us.
I will. I'll cheer for you. I'll cheer for you. By the way,
And the other team.
one of those Huskers, my son guarded in high school and held him down pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a junior, senior now, but anyway. So you travel with the team as the strength guy, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And are you in charge of nutrition as well?
So I do a lot with nutrition. So I do a lot of like choosing the snacks and putting things together, putting like within our budget. So
Yeah.
it's not necessarily always the best options, but a lot of times like the best options with what we've got.
Okay.
So,
it's not a whole bunch of bison chili.
No, I'm working on getting that in there though. That sounds great.
Look, Jake, I got to tell you this, man. When I was in college and we traveled, you know what we got for a meal?
What'd you get?
A brown bag, a brown sack lunch with a bologna sandwich, a stale cookie, and an apple with a pack of mayonnaise or mustard, or $1.50 to go buy a meal.
$1.50.
Well, it was the 70s, but still, we would put our money together to try to buy something bigger.
Yeah.
When we went somewhere, but yeah, so it's changed a lot. You guys have changed it a lot these days.
Oh yeah. We usually try to make sure we get like a good pregame meal. Like we'll go sit down, have something good like a chicken, mashed potatoes, and broccoli, something like that.
Yeah.
And then like post-game meal when we're just trying to get out of there, we'll grab fast food and get on the road.
Yeah. Now, does the opposing college ever let you use their facility for, like they have like the table for the football team or whatever? Do you get to use their cafeteria?
No, not for food. Like we've gone to a couple other schools' weight rooms. Like if we're going on a long trip, like we were on an 8-day road trip a couple years ago. So like we had to get in a weight room. We went to Ball State, and so we got in their weight room. But yeah, for the most part, it's just do your own thing.
Okay. Jake, this sounds like a really good opportunity for you to give Essential Provisions a plug.
Yeah. So the Essential Provisions, they've got the MREs, the ready to eat meals.
Yeah,
they're awesome. I take them out on the kayak with me. It's all natural ingredients, all great stuff. They got a lot of calories. It's like you can eat it in 30 seconds. So it's a great meal out of the kayak in the middle of the tournament. Like I'll open the bag and eat it on my way to a new spot, and it feels great.
I eat those scrunchers. What are they called? The peanut butter and jelly thing? Smuckers.
Oh, the Uncrustables?
Yeah, I eat those.
Marty also just in the back of his kayak in his black pack, he has a whole bunch of dilly bars.
They're frozen. Here's a question for Jake.
At the start, they're frozen.
What was the most challenging part of your build, and why did you choose to enter that kayak? And I'm going to ask Lewis that same question.
The most challenging part of the build probably had to be the wiring.
I noticed your daughter had to go.
Yeah, I was just going to say that too. That's cool.
She's great in the video there. She did a good job.
Yeah, she loves that stuff. She likes to hop in with me anytime doing stuff, or like she'll make her own little videos. She was like a couple years ago. I had the kayak set up, and she like grabbed the paddle, and I think she was 6 at the time, and teaching everybody how to row the kayak. So
the funniest part was when you're like, my arms are too big, so I had to get my daughter to reach in.
So that was the most challenging part, was wiring. What about you, Lewis? When you built yours, what was the most challenging thing when you built your build?
Well, I'd have to say probably the placement for the 12-inch Garmin, the Ultra.
Okay.
That was a challenge. Dugout handled most of that. They do a great job with rigging on the Titan. So the platform that I have for that screen, it's custom. Dugout made that. And there's so many things that they can create on the fly, or if they plan it out, they can do for you. But yeah, just get a 12-inch screen to fit in the right place. And not letting that native pedal drive get in the way
Mhm.
when you take it in and out. So that was
Right.
honestly that was the hardest thing. Other than that, everything else was pretty smooth.
Cool. And then I do want to mention about your net, Jake. So you got the hockey stick, right?
Yeah.
And you lost your net right before that, right?
Yeah. I was out practicing for a tournament, and I like halfway through the day, I looked down and I was like, and that was a bad day, so I hadn't needed to use my net. And I looked down and I was just like looking around, like, and it was just gone. It fell off the boat somewhere. And I've had that net since I think like 2019. So it was a little sad to lose it.
Yeah.
But I was ready for a new one.
Lewis, did you get your broken twigs net yet?
Yeah. I landed. I think the next day I landed like 3 striper with it. So yeah, it
nice.
was pretty awesome. Yeah.
So ironically, on my net, the day before I got the hockey stick net, broken twig net, I caught a 12-inch bass with my other net, but when I went to raise it up, it got heavy. A 4.5-pound bass jumped in with it and broke my net, the other one, and so I had a broken net. And the next day, it comes in the mail, and I get a brand new net.
So, Marty, I have a question because you keep track of every catch that you have. Does that count as 2 catches?
No, it did not count.
We talked about this last week.
I said that.
I was like, you cheater.
I did not count that fish. In fact, I didn't count the 12-incher either. I said, no, this doesn't count, guys. You can't do this. You can't do this. It's illegal.
So what's your total?
Steve, if I did that in a Bassmaster, does that count?
No, it's happened, and yeah, we've had people go to hook 2 on a lipless and had a third one jump in the net. To be honest with you, and you only get to keep the 2 that you hook traditionally. But hey, I lost my broken twig net about 6 or 7 months ago when I flipped on Gunnersville, and I went back 4 days later just to get back on the horse, and it was stuck in a laydown up against the bank. So I got it back. Wow. So they do float. And they're great. Yeah.
So here's a photo that they just posted. I went fishing last Thursday. That's about a 12-pound bull trout.
Wow.
That I could barely get into that net. But I'm like, first time I used it, we got to get this fish in this net. My buddy's there trying to take pictures, and I'm trying to net the fish. And
so do you guys sell those, Steve, in the dugout?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we got them in last year sometime. Yeah,
nice.
I snagged about a 20-pound snapping turtle fishing with riser one day. So that's biggest thing I've had in one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. They also make really wicked gaffs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You don't usually gaff a largemouth in a tournament, but for those of us that live off the coast and catch fish to survive and eat.
Yeah. Okay, so this one's for the Vibe guys. Here you go. As a sponsor, what does it mean to support this, and how do you see the kayak industry growing? And also, Steve, I mean, you got Dugout's a sponsor too. So, what do you guys? What does it mean to support this?
For me, I think it's just really cool we always have an idea in our head of what somebody's going to use a kayak for. And it's really cool to see what the customers are actually doing with them and what they're creating. And it's kind of neat to also track it because it's like, oh, well, that's a really cool idea. We can just do that from the factory. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to see like the perfect use case of what the boats are for us.
Nice.
Steve, what about you for Dugout to sponsor us? What does that mean to?
We're really big on giving back. We sponsor a lot of stuff. We have a pretty broad team as well, and then we try to use our connection in industries to help those anglers. Somebody like Delgado, he already has those connections there, so it's just about fostering those relationships to just see, because if you're not supportive of the people that support you, it goes back to what I've always admired Vibe. When Hook One was around here in Tennessee, a couple of our good buddies, Chris Conder, he was a big Vibe guy for a lot of years here in Tennessee, helped me get started in how to do kayak fishing stuff. And it all sounds cliche. I know Hastings and and Matt will probably mirror my sentiment. It sounds cliche, but you can't do it without the people, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the second part of her question is what we're seeing now. There's some people disenfranchised with fishing tournaments. A lot of it's because of social media banter, more so than anything that goes on in a tournament.
Yeah.
But another thing is our dollars are shrinking. So we're seeing a lot more rec stuff come around. And even in our tournament angler, we're seeing people, trying to pay attention to their budget when they're doing things,
Yeah.
and that's another refreshing thing because, I'm kind of burnt out with some stuff. But now that you've got, 15 or 20, not even younger people, but newbies, so to speak, to the paddle stuff and everything. I get to relive, as I mentioned earlier, helping them do the DIY stuff with a milk crate, and some rod tubes from Dollar Tree or whatever, and
Yeah.
and then that leads to the next step. You can't treat it like a used car sale where I got to get everything I can out of you. You
Yeah.
just give them what they need with honesty and integrity, and then they'll come back when it's time for them to upgrade.
Right. And what I know,
Which Marty leads us perfectly into the next round of the YakOffs, which is the next gen. When we're
yes,
doing
I
all
was just
that
going to
stuff.
mention. I just going to mention that, Keith.
I know. I just wanted to say it before you. I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, we're always competing. We're always competing. But get this though, Steve, my favorite thing to see is when these kids show up to our events. They've got their 10-foot kayak, and they've got that crate in the back, and it's got the PVC pipe like we used to do, and they've
And
got
a
it all
snorkel transducer.
snorkel transducer on there, but they've got their little bungees and stuff on there, and they're just looking at it like they're proud of it. That is what gets me going, man. And then they'll look to you like what at your kayak, and they go, "Oh, someday I'm going to have one like that," But they're content with what they're using. They just want to get out in the water, and go. But it's really cool to see that with the kids that we have around here when they're fishing.
Yeah, Lewis did a great job the other day. I listened to the Greg Blanchard podcast, and you flip it over to Lewis. He was talking about what got him into it, and it was Greg's videos were always basic and just about getting on the water.
It's almost like a lot of them start out with the bank and have a backpack and they're going around and they see these guys in the kayaks just hauling in fish, and they just want, if they can get off the bank, it's unreal what happens and I just love to see how they progress. We had a girl last summer, her dad, Tyler Alexander's daughter, in fact, Abby. She did the state championship with us. Never had in a kayak fishing tournament ever before, and she caught. I don't know what she caught, one or two maybe. And I don't really know if she had a lot of confidence. But then she fished our Catch All You Can series, and each one she got better. And get this, she got second place overall. We have two divisions, intermediate and advanced. She got second place overall and won AOI. How much confidence does she have now?
Yeah.
And she texted her dad, and the cool thing was, "Hey, Dad, when I let it sit for a long time, I get bites." And of course, he told her that's dead sticking, And so she learned, and just what they learned doing that, And now, and then here's what he told me when she got home, and it wasn't about the tournament. It was, when do we get to go again? Is that cool or what? So there you go, Jake. Your daughter, get her out there, have some fun.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
They're just building off of the conversations you guys are having, like going back to the roots. Like
Yeah.
I've gotten more back into simplifying.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm going out with my wife and daughter. Like I came out with the Macanas, or not the Macanas, the Uptowns and the inflatables, and they're awesome. My daughter's 8 and she's able to cruise around on the Uptown like it's nothing. And she tries to get me to keep up with her. My wife can control it pretty easily. So getting those inflated and taken out on the water really.
And on that note too, if you look at that boat, Trevor, that was up in Sea Otter Lodge with Matt and I and Marty, he was using it on the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
That same inflatable in like 10-foot rollers.
Oh, you corrected me when I said 10. You said it was
Marty would say 14-foot rollers.
All I know is you couldn't see anything when they came by, except wave. And I want to say though, Steve, too, and you guys. Now, Jake, you got a lot going on your kayak, and you too, Lewis, and everybody does in this contest. At the same time, you've almost got this trend of going back to simplicity, and people saying, well, I've got my tournament kayak, and then I've got my simple one for pond hopping or quick runs. And I'm the same way. Right now, when I'm going to Guntersville next week, I'll have my Hobie out back on a trailer, and I've got my Lynx on top of the truck. But here's the cool thing is that guys like Joshua Booth, he's putting on a paddle only series next year, for those anglers that are just getting into it. We run one here in Nebraska called the Doggy Paddle, which Keith has been famed to name it for us.
Super famous
here. And I just connected with the new director of the Hearts United today, because that's who it's for, and we've got it all planned out for this year. So the entry fee is a bag of dog food, and it's paddle only, no sonar, no pedals, no motors. But at the same time, you guys know, to be competitive at the higher level, you got to have a motor to get out there quick, and maybe for safety sake as well. So what are your feelings on that, you guys?
I mean, competing at the highest level, I think you got to be able to put yourself in a position to compete. I mean, and that's not to say that you need to have the motor and the forward-facing sonar and screens, but I mean, you fish to your strengths, and then try to amplify those strengths with additional tools. So, like when I lived in Florida, I fished offshore grass all the time. My buddy had a boat down there, and he had the 360. And I was learning how to find grass edges and where to cast, and sitting in 7 to 10 feet of water. And then when forward-facing sonar came out, it was something that I could have on my kayak that seemed like kayak friendly, and basically
beneficial to what you're doing, right?
Yeah. So like it made it maybe more efficient fishing. And then moving up to South Carolina, the deeper water, the different structures and covers that you're going to fish, I was able to kind of grow off of that. But you can just as easily get beat by a guy beating the bank fishing crankbait on laydowns, something like that. So,
sure. And it depends what type of tournament you're fishing and what the rules are in that tournament, right? Like I'm lucky enough to just have been named the host of the U.S. Saltwater Kayak Fishing Tour.
Oh, you got to get. Wait, hold on.
Pretty cool, but don't play.
Oh man, I got to get that out. There you go.
But they're fishing like Panama and Portugal and San Diego, and it's all in the salt, and there's no motors allowed, right? So it just depends on what tournament you're fishing and how you rig it and what your goals are. And when you can implement those types of technology, great. When you can't, great. Just go for what you can do.
Yeah. So like, for instance, Jake and Lewis, like I was fishing an online one where it was a team deal, and the lake that I found that had big bass, it was almost a mile walk to get to the lake. Is that kayak you got, Jake? Is that going to be fun or not fun to walk that trail with that kayak back there?
It's not going to happen.
You'll probably carry it, but so I took the Lynx, or you could take the Makana, the Vibe Makana back that far on a cart. And that's what I do. I walk that, and then I go back and catch 21-inch bass back there. But if I'm on a big lake, like going to Guntersville or Chickamauga, I'm going to probably use a kayak like yours, right?
Oh yeah.
So anyway, we got some great questions. Steven Sturgeon and Colin B. Basson, and there's Snooky. You guys know Snooky Fishing?
I know Snooky Fishing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, they've got great questions. We'll get to your questions here, guys. I'm going to bring another one up, and you guys can both answer this. But we did have Colin B. Basson say that he picked up a Titan 12.5 for steel, and Lewis, your build has inspired me to build mine out.
Nice. That's perfect.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's what this is about right here.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And a shameless plug for Kayak Buy Sell Trade. I started that 13 years ago. We have 120,000 members on there, and we get more than 100 listings a day for kayaks, on there. And get this though, a lot of these guys,
Marty?
Huh?
Facebook page, right?
Facebook page. They are selling them though to upgrade. So you guys that are dealers out there you go. And how did you put your strategy together to know what you wanted to modify? Okay, Luis, you're first.
Um, well, I just wanted to have fun. I've got 2 rigs. I've got a Bonafide RBR 119, and I've only got a motor on it. That's it. And the other one is like, obviously the one I submitted, it's fancier, more electronics, all that stuff. I just wanted to have a good time this year, and fish to my strengths on both rigs. So for me, it was just really about that. Like, and you get so tedious sometimes. You get so caught up with all the little things. Um,
Uh-huh.
my biggest question was, how am I going to be able to fish the most bodies of water for the most species? And when I do tournaments, be successful, like, how am I going to do that in these rigs? And that was really what started my strategy. And overall, for me, it was okay, I need this kayak to fit to who I am as a person and as an angler, because I think a lot of anglers don't realize we fish with our personalities.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And 90% of this whole deal is mental.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest thing for me, is just not trying to be, you know, anybody else I see, not trying to be Greg Blanchard or Jake, or whoever else. And I'm sure Jake feels the same way, but just trying to do it for me and my love of the sport. So that was the biggest thing for me.
Great.
First of all, Jake is really full of himself because he won the original YakOff Awards.
Let's see the
All
belt.
right. I
Just
really
wait.
doubt that.
I can't believe he's not wearing it around his neck right now.
Come on, hold it up.
I got it here.
Hold it up.
There it is.
Knew you were gonna bring it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me ask
That
you
is a
this:
nice belt.
Did you
Wait.
take it to where you
Yeah.
work at and show the guys, like, hey, here's my belt? Did you show the team?
No, I showed pictures. I didn't bring the belt in though.
Okay, man, I just put on my shoulder to walk in. And
But what I would like to say, what Louis just said about being himself, and kudos to you, man, for I know what you've done and how you've done this now full time and gone full time into your passion, and you have a family and you got a lot of shit going on, and just kudos to you for going like balls out basically to make this your dream and go after it. So that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Tell us a bit about that, like, adventure. And how that's going.
So the first thing I want to say, and like I always have to be very clear about this with everybody. My dream was not to fish and acquire partnerships and all these things. My dream was to spend more time with my family. And so that was it for me. So I looked at fishing, and I looked at the resources I had around me, and content creation. I have a lot of experience public speaking, marketing, producing at high levels. And so I was like, this is how I do something that I enjoy. I can give back to people, and also get the time that I want with my family. I can, I'm super thankful now that through fishing, um, I can just go take a few days and be with them, work from
Your own
home.
schedule, right?
Yeah, I do my own thing. So, people always tell me, and I do love it, and I do respect that, and I do, identify with a lot of men that are out here that say, "Dude, you are living my dream." I always just have to say, "Hey, man, like this whole thing started not because, of the trying to be some influencer or whatever. That is just me being a content creator. Is those are the branches of a tree that has grown from the root of wanting to be with my family more, and just give back to the fishing community."
Like it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been wild. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have never worked so hard in my life. I don't think, and I say this respectfully, I know that people are not ignorant. I have never worked so hard in my life. I mean, I'm up at 4 in the morning and I go to bed at 11.
But have you
And
enjoyed working more in your life?
that's what I was gonna get to. I am this, like, and I hope you guys can understand this. I'm like this really happy, fulfilled, tired.
Yeah.
When I go to bed as a man, as a father, as a husband, I'm like, man, this is it. This is the feeling that I want to go to sleep, that I want to go to sleep with every night. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I had a very nice job. I mean, it was very,
Mhm.
difficult to leave that job. It was a very good job. And, I just, I kid you guys not, I looked at my wife one day. I was like, hey, I really took time to pray about this. I know you support me. I was like, I think I'm done at work tomorrow. And she was like, okay. She was like, do it.
That's
Um,
awesome.
and, you know, I had I didn't have any money coming in. I didn't have anything. I didn't
Wow.
have any part. I didn't have nothing. Within the next month, we had landed our first contract. So, um,
Wow.
it's been an incredible journey. If anybody's listening and you have like a dream or
Mhm.
something that you want to go after, I'm telling you, you live one time, do it, do
Mhm.
it. You have enough in the tank to do it. Absolutely.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
That's great. What good stuff. That's good stuff there. And I know Steve Owens can relate. I can relate.
Yeah.
We've all left things that were in our lives that supported our families and so forth. And
Man, I can relate. Not too long ago, I owned a
yeah, you're right.
construction
Yeah, yeah,
company.
yeah.
I made $250,000 a year, and I got this opportunity to work with Kayak Angler, and then it just snowballed, and
Hmm.
not like I'm making anything near that Kayak Angler, but but I mean, all these opportunities, like
Yeah,
working with the U.S. saltwater team and knowing
right.
guys like you, and
Yeah,
developing the YakOff awards and going to ICAST and doing all this stuff. Like, this is all coming from working with, and sure, there's like spreadsheets and projections and crap that I really don't love to do, Kayak
yeah.
Angler, but but you
But
know what I mean? Like, that stuff wouldn't, it's because I'm following my passion, just like we all have.
yeah,
And like Jake too, like as a strength and conditioning coach in Michigan, and branching this out to his students and his athletes and stuff, and everything. It's just, you got to follow your passion, and at the end of the day, money doesn't matter. It's about just being able to spend more time on the water away from your family. I
mhm.
mean, no.
No, but the main thing I remember years ago when a guy named Rav Vargas, you may have heard of, he's caught the world record something tuna down in Guam. He's a colonel in the Air Force,
Hmm.
and he took what I was doing and duplicated it here in Nebraska. And I asked him one day, I said, Raph, how do you find so much time to go fish? I mean, I always see you on the water. So he goes, it's time management. And the same, so I took that as an administrator and I thought, okay, if I can manage my time, I'll have time for fishing and my family. So you've got to manage your time well with all this as well. And that's what a lot of guys struggle with, because if they take 5 days and go away from their family, what's getting done and so forth. And the other thing is when they're home, I see a lot of guys that just leave their kids at home and just go fishing. I'm like, take them with you, sometimes. And that's when my kids were fortunate to grow up. I wasn't chasing tournaments and stuff like that. We just went out fishing and on the kayaks, and I'll always have those memories. But don't forget those kids. And that's the next question, Jake, for you is, as a father, how did you introduce fishing to and what do you hope the industry will change for the next generation?
Wow.
Tough one. That's a tough one.
Deep thoughts
Yeah.
with Jack Handy right now. Here we go.
Yeah,
So,
Snooky, nice one. That's a good one.
Wow.
so introducing my daughter to fishing, that was so she's my Winnie's my stepdaughter, and
Okay.
that was kind of like the first thing that
Wait a
I
minute. Is
took.
that why she has smaller arms than you?
That's it.
Oh man,
Um,
this is good
and
stuff.
like when we were like building our relationship, getting started, that was the first thing that we did where it was just me and her, and it was fun and exciting. Like I took her out to catch her first fish, and then she loved it and she wanted to go again. So like then we went back. We were only fishing from the bank, and then actually once we got actually I took her out in the shearwater a couple times where she just sat up on the front and
Mhm,
she
mhm.
loved it. And except for like she tried to turn the kayak and she just went like this really fast, and I was like, no, not too bad. She about tipped us over, and then we got the uptowns, and I took her out on that, and she would just stand on the front of it, and I'd paddle up the bank, and she started casting and fishing that way, and she's loved it, and it's been just something special to have with her, and help us grow our relationship. So
It's awesome.
It's been slow steps of like, let's go get a bobber and a worm. Let's go for a ride on the kayak. Let's fish from the kayak. And now she's on her own kayak and fishing from it. So each we go out just kind of taking another little step and having fun with it.
Wow, this is good stuff, you guys. Really good.
So Jake, you don't use a bobber and a worm in your tournaments anymore?
No, not anymore. Not allowed to.
Yeah. So here's one from Steven for both you guys and anybody here. Both builds are really spectacular, but here's a question for any and all that want to answer. I'm going to my first event tournament next week.
Nice.
What advice can you give for paring down your tackle for a week's worth of fishing?
Find the local bait shop.
Yeah.
Look at those pegs. Look at the pegs.
That's right. That's
They're almost out of is what you need to buy.
I'll throw out a shameless plug here
Yeah.
For one of our sponsors who in 10 years has not fished with another bait in his entire career.
Yeah.
Who am I talking about?
Chad Gerlich.
Yeah. That guy has won so many tournaments, and if you want to pare it down and not bring a lot of stuff with you, hookup baits, like, I mean, I'm wearing the hoodie again, mostly because it's warm and I live in Canada. But, yeah, that stuff catches everything. Ask Matt, ask Marty.
Yeah, I don't think there's a
Pretty
species that
insane.
he hasn't caught on a hookup bait. It's insane. They can be bottom feeders. They can be suspended fish. It doesn't matter.
From 32nd ounce all the way up to 8 ounce.
Yeah.
Like, he brought those baits up here to fish with me when Matt was supposed to come, but he chickened out.
That's what happened.
With Kevin Van Dam and Zona and McInnes and Davey Height, like, it was pretty insane. And all we threw all day were those hookup baits, and we caught fish.
And Strike King KVD stuff. That's all you threw.
Actually, Kevin started throwing that stuff, and then he switched. Which was awesome because I got left a whole bunch of Strike King stuff.
I can't find the big ones. I have them all packed here, ready to go to Gunnersville, but I'm taking them. But like, you got to have your. I'm gonna tell them right now. This is all. Who is that? Steven. This is all you need right here, man. Now that
looks like a Ziploc bag. You show us what you're talking about.
But it's Les Snyder's the one that found these things on Amazon, and they work great.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, and here it is. That's all you need, right there.
That's a good color too.
Yeah, this is
ice.
Ice. Yeah, ice. But the ones that are, I have them here somewhere. They're already open. But the ones, what's that one? It's blue. It's bluish. What's that? What?
It's called Watermelon Jack.
Yes, Watermelon Jack.
Yeah. So you know what's really cool about that, and we'll stop talking about Chad and his baits in a second, but what's super cool about when he came up here to fish with us is I literally sent him, so we have kokanee salmon that spawn, and when they were spawning, that's what all the big bull trout eat, and they switch from that silver color to like a sockeye where it's like red with a green head. And before Chad came up here, he actually made baits to match the hatch for what we were going to fish for. And they worked like perfect.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And here in Nebraska, I used them one day and I caught literally every species in the lake with them. Crappie, bluegill, bass, catfish, you name it.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I do want to tell Stephen, though, keep it simple and fish your confidence. What do you like to fish with? Use it. And go out there and fish with it. Don't bring a whole bunch of stuff. You're not like, I've got all kinds of stuff here, but I'm never going to use it. I don't even know why I'm bringing it, but just in case, you never know, but keep it simple. Right.
Yeah.
Here's I have a native slayer.
Mike Beck from Uncle John's. Remember Uncle John's?
Yeah.
Mike Beck just sent me that, and he said, "Hey Keith, Matt is wearing the hat I tried to send to you. Sorry, brother. Stupid Canadian border."
Here's a good one from these guys are bringing us some good stuff. He said he just turned 23, used to compete in video games until 6 years ago, got into a tubing accident, landed on my neck, got nerve issues. Kayak fishing has been everything for me.
Well, that's awesome.
And by the way, I do want to tell you guys, I got into kayak fishing because of my knees, but I just wanted to kayak, but then got into fishing with it. And it was because I couldn't run. And so everybody has a reason for getting into it. And, of course, when
Mine was just to make millions of dollars.
What? When I got into it, they were kayaks. They weren't even kayaks. It was sealskin framed, whatever. Okay, so Jake, what do you want to see the industry change for the next generation? Ooh,
Snooki's throwing out some deep thoughts here.
Getting deep here.
Well,
I don't know that. I don't know what I would necessarily change as much as just kind of find ways to create more opportunities. Like I've always thought that kayak fishing in high school would be something possible where you could create opportunities for competitive fishing in high school by having boats like plastic boats instead of like full blown bass boats that some of the high schools have, and more people could get involved with it. I've always thought that would be something that could work out. But
and Marty and I are both working on together with the University of Nebraska and 2 high schools in Tennessee to develop kayak fishing programs that we hope can make these flagship programs that we can make spread across U.S. and Canada.
And currently, I'm writing the curriculum for Nebraska's Game and Parks for their kayak fishing. We now have a trailer that anybody can use with some Crescent kayaks on it, with life jackets and paddles. You can check it out. It's free as long as you are a certified fishing instructor. And I'm writing the curriculum for that so that they can teach. And if this University of Nebraska one is a pilot program for all the colleges in the country. Yeah. And it's a $500,000 grant.
And Lindsay, if you're listening, we're waiting to hear from you.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. Here you go, Lewis. Who do you look up to in industry and why?
For me, it's got to be Mike Iaconelli. Even though, he comes with a little controversy sometimes. When I was young, I would, there was no YouTube, there was nothing else. I would watch Bassmaster, and I'm just going to be really honest right now. I'll be a full moment of transparency right here, right now. I was the only Mexican in middle school, and then as I transitioned to high school, so I was the only brown kid, and so I was always pretty different. I was having a really hard time fitting in, and I used to do 2 things. I would watch Bassmaster highlights or Bassmaster clips of Mike Iaconelli yelling his face off, and I was like, that guy's different, and he's not worried about.
Still does it.
Yeah, and I was like, he's not worried about fitting in.
Yeah,
he's not a Southeast boy. He's from up Jersey.
Yeah.
I was like, if he can do it, I can do it. So I would sleep at the front of our apartment door. I tell this story all the time. To those highlights to Mike Iaconelli screaming, so that my dad, he worked at a golf course pond, and I would ride with him at 4:30 in the morning while he did his 10-hour shift. They gave me a little golf cart, and I would fish all the ponds.
Oh, wow.
And so the first, bait caster I got from, I think it was either Walmart or something like that. It was like an Ike Abu Garcia. So for me, it's got to be Mike Iaconelli. He's always had a huge impact on me, especially when I was younger.
I love how you bring that story in because you just destroyed Jake in this week.
Yeah, that's awesome. and Ike will be the one to tell you, I was that long-haired guy.
So you guys know Ike was supposed to be in these YakOffs, but we chatted about it at iCast.
Yeah.
And actually, the only reason we started chatting about it was because while I was polishing up Jake's soon-to-be presented belt, I saw Ike walking around in iCast, and I walked up to him, and I just walked past with this belt, and he's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, you wouldn't be interested." And he's like, "Oh, that's the YakOff belt." And then we talked for 2 months trying to get him in, but he was too busy to get involved. But he's going to get involved down the road. And man, I love that story, Louis. And That's great.
That's good stuff. You guys both
Yeah.
have good stuff, man.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think, Steve Owens? What are you thinking so far, all this?
And I really enjoy it. I mean, I like hearing the stories, like, you know, like we mirrored what Lewis went through. You know, us leaving our jobs
Yeah.
to do it. That was about the time, you know, Lewis and I become closer, was when he was getting ready to transition into that. And
Mhm.
I don't know, it just means a lot when you get to see people work as hard as what a lot of you all do and stick it out, you know.
And taking that leap of faith, right? That's what it is.
Absolutely,
Like,
absolutely, because it is.
you live once, man.
You know,
Yeah, because there's not a lot of us in kayaking, because we're not, I
Yeah.
mean, you know, we're a smaller community. We don't have as much opportunity as the boat world does, and it's shrinking. That's why people that work as hard as, you know, these two guys here this week and what they do to support their brands. I mean, that's, you gotta give them their flowers now, you know, because you don't know when it's going to be gone.
guys,
Yeah, I just want to echo that and say, Lewis, like I came into this familiar but not really knowing you, and one, what you said about that decision to leave the moment as I think the root of, or you're now living a branch of a tree that sprung from the root of the decision to leave and sort of the faith that took. It's a beautiful story, man. I'm happy for you that you've made it, and then to hear what you just mentioned about your high school experience. I just have a question, like, where are you from and where do you live now? I know Jake. Jake is awesome, but we spent like time together, so that's why I'm ignoring Jake and asking you.
Yeah, no, so pretty cool story for me. I can't believe I haven't said this already. Um, Jake was one of the guys I looked to when I started kayak fishing. Jake, I don't know if I ever told you this, man, on social media. Um, I got a Vibe Shearwater. That's what I started in. And so he was one of the dudes that I would just kind of watch and, watch him grow and, post his fishing content. So it really does come full circle. I just had to mention that. So, Jake, thank you, man, for that. And, I'm in Georgia. My parents came here from the northern part of Mexico to obviously, you know, I try to tell people like I am the American dream incarnate, because like you look at me and I am the American dream walking. My parents came here for a better life. They fought hard. They got their citizenship. They
Where did
worked
they come
super
from, Lewis?
from the northern part of Mexico, Monterrey.
Monterey.
Yeah. So, they came here seeking better lives. And, a lot of people don't know this, but um, fishing is giant well, they used to not know, they know now, I think. Fishing is giant in Mexico. Like it's huge. Um,
Mhm.
and my father, he brought that tradition with him. So when we moved to Georgia, he didn't miss a beat. He would he would sneak us into the Lake Lanier marinas to fish from the bank, and he would leave lines out there. So I always gotta you know kind of remind myself of those roots, and that's why kayak fishing has been so impactful for me. When
Mhm.
we were young, growing up here in Georgia, growing up in Gainesville,
Wow.
we were pretty poor. So I
How
used to look,
sorry,
yeah,
how
yeah.
old were you when you came across to the States?
So I was born here, and then
Okay.
he had to go work, so we were over there for 5 years because he had to work over there. But we had a home here that he kind of shared with the family, and so we came back and finally stayed. So I was about 5, 6 when my earliest memories of going out there. Um, but like I remember on Lanier, like I used to look at it as an ocean. And I would see the guys on the bass boats, and I was like, man, I wonder what that feels like.
Mhm.
And I'll never forget. There was some big tournament at Laurel Park here on Lanier, and we waited like not when like we waited in the water to go look at the caliber of fish that they had caught, like just to admire them. Like I have all those memories like so cemented into my mind, and like I'll never forget that. And so that's why, like that young man that said kayak fishing's everything for him. It's been the same here for me in Georgia. Like getting me in that open water and different bodies of water has
Mhm.
been super impactful. Yeah.
That's awesome.
You have, both of you have great content out there, and Lewis, I mean,
Mhm.
you people can learn from you, and what you're doing too is you're creating memories as well. People don't realize that now, but your kids later on, they go, "That's my dad, man. That was
Yeah.
really cool," or "That's my
Yeah.
grandpa," you know. And the same with you, Jake, is you guys are just creating memories for your kids, and not only that, you're inspired. And what I can see here, the people that have been on here tonight, they are totally inspired by both of you and what you've done. You know,
Marty, when you were talking about that's my grandpa, you were talking about you, right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. In fact, I got accused of being a grandpa on my own kid. I was older than I had him. So, uh, anyway. So, yeah. Thanks, Keith, for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said it.
I'm gonna chime in real quick and just say, like, Lewis, I remember going back and forth with you, like back when I lived in Florida, and
Mhm.
I never knew that it was that big of a deal. But yeah, I appreciate you sharing that with me.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
absolutely, man.
I mean, it's amazing to see what you've done with it, and how far how much you've built yourself up, and
Yeah.
where you're at now.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Like I
I
said,
appreciate it.
incredible stuff. You guys take a look at both of these guys' pages. I know it's just Luis Delgado on Facebook, I know, but I don't know on YouTube.
On everywhere else, it's North Georgia Fisherman, and
Okay.
the podcast is Kayak Fishing Weekly, and it's a part of the Serious Angler Network.
Okay.
Mhm.
Man, I'm not part of that Serious Fisherman Network, but we have one too.
Yeah,
But
yeah, they're good guys.
yeah, they are. That I've is Bailey Eibrecht, is he part of that?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
that's the
I
man.
listen to
Yeah,
that one too. Yeah, you guys are on every night somewhere. You
That's
know,
the podcast that Lewis is running now, right?
that's
yeah,
awesome. Yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
And I do want to give a plug to Bass After Dark, you guys too. If you guys get a chance, listen to
Yeah.
the last one with the kayak one. That was good. That was really good on getting into it. They had Christine on there,
yeah.
um, and I can't remember the other two now, but
Adam Reiser.
Adam Reiser was on there. I can't remember the third one now, but anyway, it was good. That was really, really good. But these podcasts are great because it gives us something to look forward to seeing. And you guys, it's just so inspiring when you guys talk, because it's not just about chucking out a
But then you learn other things, right? Like
yeah,
we learn about where people came from, and we learn
right,
about all this
right,
stuff. Like I'm going to call Lewis and say, "Hey, man, you want to join the Mexican saltwater team because your roots are from there."
yeah,
And we're building that stuff right now. Like I have a meeting with Team Puerto Rico tomorrow,
yeah. Isn't that cool?
and Jake's Puerto Rican.
And the other, I wanted to say earlier too, you guys, Jake, you're a weight coach, you're a strength coach, and I mean, I did that too for a high school back in the day. But if you're doing what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Right.
And there's and Steve will agree with me on this. There's a plan for all of us, and you just follow that plan.
Or
And
look at Marty's life. Marty's been retired for what, 30 years now, and you still work 800 jobs.
A lady today told me, she said, "I know you have at least 3 jobs." I said, "You're not even close."
Yeah, no kidding. Marty writes for everybody,
Yeah.
creates the Nico rigs, sells them to Bass Pro and everywhere. And Marty's substitute teaching when he called me yesterday. And I was like on the phone with Marty at lunchtime yesterday. His kids, he's like, "Oh, dude, I gotta go." The kids are coming back in, and like they didn't know who was coaching,
Yeah.
who was substitute teaching in the afternoon. And they walk in, and I could hear the kids in the background. "Oh, it's the fishing guy." As they walked into his like classroom.
Yeah,
"Oh, it's the fishing guy."
Steve was on the phone with me too during the day.
It was so
Yep.
funny.
Yeah, they come in, they were jumping up and down. It was fun. But
Yeah,
I only sub because I want to stay connected with the schools, And yeah, I do tell fishing stories, but I do make them work their butts off too when they're in there. So
But for them to walk in and kids at that age
Oh, yeah.
recognizing you, "Oh, it's the fishing guy again."
Yeah. Yeah, and they're like, "Hey, Mr. Hughes, what are we doing today?"
Yeah.
It's a blast. I just have a blast. But I do have to tell you the story, and Steve, I don't know if I told you this or not, but guys, there was a kid in there that came in. His mom had just messaged me and said, my son is going to spend his life savings on a kayak. He's inspired by all this stuff, and he's going to spend every penny he's ever earned on a kayak. I said, just hold off, because we got this next gen YakOff thing coming up, and we might have something we can do there. And so I said, we got.
That's when you called me.
Yeah. And so I said, there's a chance you could be involved in something really big. And this is a kid who, every time I see him, he's helping some other kid fish. Every time, he's so selfless, and he does have a little paddle kayak, and come to find out, this is wild. I graduated with his grandmother. Of all things, found that out, and she's passed, but it was just, it was a connection,
Does that make you feel old?
Yeah, I'm really old, believe me. Yeah. But
I think you want to power through that part.
Yeah, I'm usually only the second oldest guy in tournaments, though, Keith. So,
but you always win them, so it's fun.
No, I don't. I don't win them. So anyway, guys, this is so inspirational to everybody, and we appreciate you being on here. We've gone quite a while too, but
we haven't even shown anything of their kayaks yet.
So we got to go to that next. We got to go to that. So here we are, everybody on here, right? And I've got Luis,
and now we got Luis.
There it is.
Again.
He's a little crooked, but if you just lean to your right a little bit, it'll be okay.
If you move your microphone over, maybe it'll.
I don't know how. I'm going to try to work on that while we look at this, but here's the deal though. Jake, you go. Yours is about 17 minutes. We usually show about a minute. You've been through this, Jake, before, but Luis, you got it all done in like a minute something, man.
Yeah, so that was a mistake. I want to be really honest right now. So I tried to redo it this Friday, but then the whole family got sick.
A quick walkthrough of my.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
No. Yeah, so I tried to redo it because when I submitted that, Keith, I thought that was just for you. I thought that was just for you to look at it.
We talked about this, and I know what's going on, and it's all cool, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I was able to get it done really fast, but I wanted to do like the longer walkthrough and everything because there's much more on the rig.
Yeah.
Well, so let's just say stay tuned this week, because if Luis has time this week, maybe he'll update that video and show you more detail.
Yeah.
And you can do that anytime before Sunday. But Luis has got some other stuff going on, and what he's got is still an awesome video and representation of what he does. Yeah. So we'll just leave it at that. But it's also, he's the first person that's ever been on this podcast that is on a total 45-degree angle.
It's only about 15 degrees.
Well, all right. I'm not a teacher, Marty.
All right, everybody. Do a quick walkthrough of my Titan X 12.5 here in the garage. We'll start here. Right off the bat, we're running the FPV lighting system. So we've got red lights, blue lights. We've got white lights inside for when we're fishing at night or early in the morning. In here, we're running two Z Pros. Both are 50 amp hours for a total of 100 amp hours. We've got the Garmin Ultra 2 here. Echo Mac, the Echo Map, this is going to be the 12-inch. And then the Lowrance HDS Pro here. This is the 10-inch for side imaging and everything else. The Garmin is running live scope on the Sniper Marine pole. We've got our customized.
Whoop, I'm going to go a little further here and then just get an idea. We need to give people an idea what you're doing here. And then
we're not showing the whole thing.
And then the NK300 in the back, of course, with the Yak Attack VisiCarbon light pole. And then I've got the pirate ship flag on there just so people know it's me out on the water. And of course, back there I've got the we've got the Yak Gadget catchboard holder, and that is everything on.
Okay, and you know what, it's very clean. Again, all these guys, they have such clean setups. So I got a question for Steve. Is he there? I can't see him.
You set the screen up, Marty.
I know.
He's there.
Okay.
You can hear me probably.
Because I've got this other stuff on here. But Steve, like when guys come in for builds, do you guys try to make them clean, like, you're trying to make them as clean as possible, right?
Yeah, I mean, because Jamie Koza, the owner, he does a lot of the rigging too.
Yeah,
He's from the boat world, and
yeah,
I mean, to be honest, he's kind of like Lewis. They're very meticulous.
yeah,
So everything, and I actually had to pull back a little bit. I was like, hey, these, you don't have to do, this or this. I mean, you could get by with this, and he won't. I mean, it's going to be done clean and tight with top tier components. The wiring is heavier gauge. Everything gets soldered. It gets heat shrunk and sealed. And so, yeah, so but we start out with, what are you wanting to get out of this rig? So if somebody like
Right.
Lewis was just wanting a grab and go with something to scoot around some skinny water, then it's going to be, something small. But yeah, everything is clean like that. Yeah.
yeah. Is Jamie the one that had the gigantic screen in the front of his kayak?
Yeah, he had a 16-inch Garmin. Yeah,
It was giant.
yeah.
So for those of you who don't know out there watching, tell us a little bit about Dugout. Like, you guys got a lake there, you can test
Yeah,
stuff out right away, right?
yeah.
You guys,
Yeah,
how
so
many
Dugout.
how many boats on average would you like actually fully rig out in a year?
Well, Dugout Bait and Tackle is in Marietta, Georgia. That's the greater North Atlanta, Georgia
Yeah.
area. We're not far off the interstate. It's Kennesaw and Marietta are right there. We're a high-end tackle shop. We sell kayaks also. Right now we have Hobie, Bonafide, Native, and Old Town. And when we do custom rigging, obviously we have every kayak accessory brand just about that you can think of. We've got an online store, dugoutfishing.com. And as Keith said, we've got a lake on our property that you could come in and demo everything that we have. And I know last year, I want to say we sold, I don't know, 400 ish kayaks, 300 ish, and probably rigged 150, 120.
So about half of what you sell, you rig them up.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just basic. We want some rod holders or a
Yeah, yeah.
kayak cushion or something. But hardcore rigging, it's weird. You'll get nothing, and then boom, for 2 months straight, you're just nonstop. And
Is
then
that
on a
because of
rainy,
like a upcoming tournament or something, or is it just
no,
random?
it's all at random. It's all at
Yeah.
random.
And
Anglers do a really good job if they were fishing a Hobie Bass Open Series or a Bassmaster event or a Team Kayak Series event. They would stop en route, all the time because,
Right.
like you mentioned, we have supported the kayak community for a long time.
yeah,
Yeah, so they, kayak anglers have been really good, just, coming in and it's just buying a pack of tungsten or, just saying, hey, thanks for a raffle item I won.
Very cool.
So.
mhm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then I've heard a lot of times that the accessories is a big part of what this, your shops, that's a big part of it is they come in for accessories.
Yeah, and accessories are huge for all of you, watching. Accessories are huge, if
Yeah.
you can buy it from a brick and mortar store, because
Uh-huh.
places like Yak Attack, they leave a really good margin for the shop owner.
Right.
So, just for instance, I'll just share with you transparency on a Shimano reel, that's
Uh-huh.
$400. A shop may make 35, $50, margins may be 15, 17%, but when you're buying these kayak accessories, it goes a long way in the numbers for shops. So if you
Right.
can, I know there's a lot of good online shops that support the community, but if you can find a shop that's attached to a brick and mortar, somebody that
Mhm.
do that by all means, even if it's not us, because we all need it. Everybody
Yeah.
needs it. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's
Yeah.
hard.
Speaking, Steve, of everybody needs it, I think Dugout needs to start carrying the de-hooker tool.
Yeah,
Everybody needs one.
absolutely. Yeah,
It's
make sure
important to
message me
special.
tomorrow. Lewis and I'll be down there tomorrow. We need to get a vendor
Everybody
for
needs a de-hooker tool.
And I've used mine already. I've already used mine.
We
Marty
need to send one
uses.
to Damien Towel, guys. Send one to Damien Towel in California. This week alone, he's posted like 3 videos from last week where he got treble hooks in his thumb.
You send me his address, and I will send him a de-hooker tool.
Damien's great. So
It
yeah.
it doesn't happen just on the water. Mine's stuck in my pocket. I stuck my finger down there to get it out, and my finger got stuck in the hook.
Marty, why are you putting hooks in your pocket, man?
No, it got stuck on the side.
Marty always carries crankbaits in his pockets.
Nope, I carry Nico's in my pocket.
It's what happens when you're 85.
Okay, that's it. All right, so we're gonna go. We're gonna go to Hulk here, Suvak.
Just so you guys know, Marty and I work together like every single day, so I'm allowed to razz him like this.
Yeah, we're all good. We're all good. I will promise to wake you up at 4 a.m. tomorrow. By the way,
My name is Jake Suvak. I am the spring 2025 YakOff Champion, and I am beyond excited to show you the kayak that I am entering into the fall edition of the YakOff Awards, the YakOff 2 Awards. I'm super proud of this kayak. I'm super proud of this build. It is the coolest thing that I have ever put together. And even if I get knocked out in round 1, which I don't think is going to happen because I'm the champ. Back in the spring, I talked about my original kayak and how I got into this sport and how I had never imagined that I would have what I had then. And now I took all of my winnings, everything that was good about winning the YakOff Awards back in the spring, and I poured it right back into this build. I have to admit, I didn't do this all by myself. I had some help from somebody. I needed an expert to step in.
Hi, I'm Winnie. I'm Jake's daughter. And
okay, Marty, don't show any more of this. This is too much.
Okay, that is good stuff. Okay,
skip a little bit to the kayak.
One more part here in the middle, and then we're done.
White lights, or in case I need a little bit extra lighting in low. Well, I mean, I know I got a lot going on in a long video, but like the highlights for me, one from my last build going to this one, I needed to clean up the wiring, and my goal was to get everything operating off of one battery. So instead of having GoPros and their own batteries and all the different lights having their own batteries and power banks, like I used the Yak Power 8-circuit system to have everything wired directly to the 112-volt battery, so I don't have to worry about remembering to charge things or anything like that other than the one battery.
That's pretty cool.
I got a question, Jake. So your Sniper Marine pole, did you wrap that with the same line green, or did they come like that?
It came like that.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
so a lot of
perfect match.
I know, and same thing with the tackle boxes. Like that was just a lucky thing that
like the kayak dads ones,
the kayak fishing dads. I was
I was like, are those like? Did you get those made, or is that actually?
Yeah,
like, are we paying the champ too much money?
No. You're not.
What was the big black thing behind the seat? What was the big black square thing? I didn't get to that. Right behind the seat.
That's called a black pack, Marty.
No, it was flat. It was flat. Let me go back to it here.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
That's the Yak Attack bait binder.
Okay, well, there was something underneath it. I thought maybe I didn't know, but I couldn't. Okay, so that vibe. What's that vibe thing on behind your seat? Oh, that's the seat. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's got the perch too, Marty. The same perch that I had on my boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
when you fold down the shearwater, you can stand on the perch.
Yeah, that was the perch. Okay, that's what I was wondering about. Okay, got it. Okay, I've been flipping through these pictures for both guys here, and that picture of Lewis on the water. That's just gorgeous, man.
Yeah, that's very cool.
You guys both have really good content, man, and you got good builds. They're both very clean. And any last words you guys want to say here before we go tonight?
Wow, are you kicking us off?
No, we talk all night. I don't care. We Bass After Dark, they go 3 hours.
Jeez.
I was just looking at that. That was Jeff Little with them. They went 3 hours and 3 minutes.
Well, they had Jeff Little on. That's why they had Jeff Little.
Well, we had Jeff Little. We had Jeff Little on here last week, right?
2 weeks ago.
If you put Chad Hoover, Jeff Little, and Drew Gregory on, you'll have a 4 or 5 hour podcast.
Yeah, you could drive from Tennessee to Nebraska and not be finished with it.
Right, and I like those. I love them.
I do too. They're great. It's like an audio book.
No, and I mean that in a positive way. Those guys, because they can rattle off some good information, man, pretty quick. But we've had a good one here tonight.
I got something, Marty. I'm going to show you soon. So now that I'm working with U.S. Angler or U.S. Angling,
yeah,
Alan Cinsano, you know him?
Who?
This is like the original Field and Stream article of them fishing off the coast of Vancouver Island like 20 years ago. I'm gonna post that up, and you guys can see. It's like the title is "Crazy People Fishing Out of Plastic Boats."
Oh man! And we didn't even know they did it, and we did that.
Yeah, and that's like in the days of you and Hoover and Salmons and all those guys doing that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I got a picture of me in a cockpit kayak out in 4 or 5 foot waves with Christine Fisher catching catfish back in the day. We were both in paddle, but I was in a sit inside in that, and I actually did sink it that day in that 45-mile-an-hour winds. We did have a couple questions. Hold on here a second, Colin.
Marty,
I know
Charlie's comment up there.
Which what? Charlie?
Yeah, get his up there.
Steve. Oh, Steve. When is the bass schedule coming out?
The 34th.
The 34th of this month.
For those who don't know,
that's the best answer ever.
The 34th of February.
I was going to say that's the fourth night of Halloween. The 34th.
I love that.
Hey, like we had mentioned earlier on, I appreciate it. The last contract was signed today, or actually yesterday. We're waiting on the media department to get back in the office from a site visit in Knoxville for the Classic. If that artwork gets done, we typically try to do releases on Thursday. If they don't get it done tomorrow, then it'll be next Tuesday. But it's done. So
okay, and I do have a personal question. Will I get to keep my job with Bassmaster?
Yes.
Okay. They've got to be getting a lot of views on those.
Yeah. Oh, I can guarantee it. I need to, because I'm supposed to get them some numbers. I'll put that on. Let me write that down. I'll put that on that list to get that. I think that'd be great.
That's the top baits articles, the juice from each tournament, and those are good.
Marty's always plugging himself.
No, I'm not. I'm plugging. This is for the anglers, Keith. We're trying to get anglers exposure. Like Lewis,
I just love pulling your strings. I know it.
I know you do, but you know what? It's not. It's about them. And I enjoy doing it, and it's pretty cool to see them.
It's mostly about me, Marty.
Well, you're part of the picture, but
just kidding.
Man, Snooky's got some questions. And Snooky, we can't get them all, but if you could teach, this is the last one. Everyone, if you could teach one celebrity how to fish in a kayak, who would it be and why? There you go.
Oh, good question. Here, how about this? Everybody answers this question.
Okay. So we're going to start with
you.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh man, if I were to teach one celebrity how to fish in a kayak, who would it be and why? Golly, oh man. I would say Larry the Cable Guy, because he's from Nebraska. He's a comedian, he lives right by me, and I would do it because he's funny, and he would make my day because all the fun things he would say. That's why. And I don't think he's ever fished in a kayak before.
Fair enough, Matt. You're up.
Oh man. I mean, in past or present, I'd say Robin Williams for sure. Just for kind of the same reason, where he'd keep it real interesting. I'd probably have to use a dehooker tool on him a few times, but
we can make that happen.
Good, that's good.
Or we could have. Steve, you're up.
That one there, though, by the way, Steve Harvey does kayak fish. He bought 2 fully rigged kayaks from the dugout. He shops there. Wow. Shameless plug, but it'd be my all-time celebrity person that I would love to get to know and hang out with would be Prince.
Nice. And why?
Because I sing nonstop when I fish, so we would sit
just
out there.
Nice. I like it.
Musician. It'd be him or Derek Jeter. Probably go with Prince, though. So.
All right.
Wow, that's cool.
Cool. Hastings?
Can it be a character?
It can be Mickey Mouse. Go for it. I know.
So Charlie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes.
He and I on the water, we would have a fucking. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm with
okay.
Jake is your daughter.
So excited. That's great.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I love when people get excited and F-bombs slip out. That's awesome.
Oh man, we're gonna get
Marty's,
kicked off the show.
Marty's like, I don't drink or swear.
Demonetized.
I don't, but I can see Delta Digital. I get a phone call tomorrow.
It's all good. We're
You
not
gotta clean-
demonetized. We're not YouTube. You can't get demonetized because
Oh,
I'm the one who signs your check, and
this gets
I'm
gets
the worst.
there. This gets published there.
Lewis, you're up.
I'm gonna go with Denzel.
Nice.
Yeah, he's my favorite actor, and I couldn't imagine what he would be like on the water in a kayak. Like the way he talks in movies and all his characters.
Yeah.
I think it would just be funny more than anything.
And he'd probably have some kind of pistol underneath his like
Something. He'd have something. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Jake.
We'll stick with the wrestling thing. I'm gonna go with The Rock.
Yeah.
Damn it! I was gonna go with The Rock. I literally was, but okay, go ahead.
But
I just think it'd be fun to get out fishing with him. I know he likes to bass fish, and
seeing a guy that big on a kayak would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Would you feel comfortable being the small one?
Would
Him
you?
and I can
Would you?
around the water, and
Would you feel comfortable with The Rock? You and The Rock in a dual kayak, in a double seater.
Yeah, but
Like
Keith, you have actually taught a celebrity, basically a celebrity, Kevin Van Dam. You taught him how to kayak fish.
I wouldn't say I taught him how to kayak fish. I took him kayak fishing. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But wouldn't be my number one pick.
Okay, who's your number one?
My number one pick to go kayak fishing with, well, I would probably say Marty Hughes.
Oh yeah, I'm not
because I need him to sign up for the next YakOffs. I mean, no. I would say, oh man, it's hard to say. Like, to be honest and stupid and sentimental, been going through a lot of shit in my life lately, and I would love to take my dad kayak fishing, but I can't anymore.
Yeah.
And now I got a lot of stuff going with my mom now.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen anymore. And I just wish they knew what I've been doing and been able to, like, my dad always said, "Oh, you're such a dreamer. You always just follow your dreams. You're never gonna, you got to do something more productive and blah, blah, blah."
Mm-hmm.
But man, now I've built my life around fishing. I wish I could just take him out on a kayak with me. That would have been so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been my dream for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Only because Jake stole The Rock.
He stole The Rock. All right, so let's get the pose thing going with the So you guys get the face together and get your fists up. We take a
Louis and Lewis and Jake. We need you to. Everyone turns the wrong way. Other way.
This way.
Not everyone turns the wrong way.
You're the right way. You're the wrong way.
They're both the right way now.
Okay.
All right, get your fists up.
Okay.
I got the
Let me
picture
just
ready.
get this set up.
Give us a mean face. Give us a good face, man. Come on, Lewis.
Careful, Jake. You're gonna rip your shirt.
And lean closer in, Louis.
Lean in and get your hands one forward and one back, Lewis.
And Lewis, a little bit higher because Jake's arms are massive. You got to come up higher, and you got to come up higher and a little closer to the screen because Jake's arms are too big.
Lewis, man, you got to protect that chin too, because Jake's coming in hot.
Yeah, and maybe put on a mouth guard. Maybe put on a mouth guard.
Here we go. Watch out.
Oh,
boys.
this is gonna be the best one ever.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Now go. Yeah. Ready? Up higher.
Yeah, up higher, Lewis.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ready?
yeah.
Hey, Jake, what's that?
Oh, I got a good one.
That actually worked out really well.
There you go. Yeah. That's awesome, guys. Thank you. That's good.
So, hey guys, I just want to say, fully, this has been one of the most fun podcasts yet, and thanks to everybody. And Luis, I know you're going on with your family, so best of luck. Let me know
Thank you.
what's
Thank
going
you,
on,
man.
and take care of your cold and stuff. And to everybody,
Yeah.
just remember, every day is the best day, and love everybody you're with. I know I'm a little sentimental right now, but Luis is going through some shit too, and good luck in this. I totally appreciate your time joining us tonight, man.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
And Jake, thanks for showing us your belt 8 times.
Once.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, good job, everybody. Love the transparency.
It's been really good, and thanks a lot, guys. Love the community, love everything. Steve, thanks for joining us and for sponsoring us this week with Dugout. Matt and Hastings, Vibe, everybody, like, you guys have been awesome sponsors of this whole thing since day one. And Marty, I love you, but you got to go to sleep because you got to substitute teach probably tomorrow.
I am teaching tomorrow, but I'm teaching at 10 till 4, 10 to 4.
Are those the times you're awake during the day?
And the kids that I'm teaching, I'm for trick or treat, I'm bringing them Nico worm tomorrow.
Oh, that's good.
They know that I'm coming. They know that I'm coming, and they know that I'm bringing Nico worms. Believe it or not.
Yeah. So Van Dam left me all these different Strike King crankbaits, and I'm just gonna give them to kids at Halloween. Hopefully they don't all get their fingers stuck
or try to eat them.
Here's a crankbait for you. Here's a crankbait for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks.
It was all good. And Snooky, thanks for your 97 questions.
I'll tell you what. It's a she, I think.
Yeah.
It's a she.
Great questions, man. We need to have her write our questions for us each time. Huh? Okay. Good luck. Hey, good luck, you guys, and we'll see one of you the next round for sure. So, all right.
Good luck this week.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Okay, guys.